Welcome back, folks, to more LOOT.BET Season 6 action. You're joining us for a new day of Counter-Strike, as we are, of course, halfway through our Swiss stage now. We're literally into it, in fact. We've got Gambit youngsters here versus Endpoint. What a game it is set to be as well. Endpoint, a team who have 2-0'd their opposition a couple of times before in the past now, especially most recently going into January. They got a quick 2-0 starting off on Overpass. And, well, look where we are today. We're starting things off on Overpass before heading to Vertigo. Joining me for all the action today is going to be the wonderful Define. Define, what are you thinking going into this game? Do you have any thoughts on the British lineup versus this Gambit squad? Or
it's going to be hard to say because Endpoint, second map is going to be Vertigo. I feel like Endpoint, they're probably going to win Vertigo. They have a good shot at winning Vertigo at least, but also Gambit Youngster has a good record on it too. So that one is going to be kind of open. So I feel like this one, Overpass, is going to lean more towards Gambit Youngster. So for Endpoint to take this a 3-mapper, they need to take this map, I feel like, at that point. Otherwise, the second map is going to be a little bit of a gamble. And we're jumping straight into the pistol run, in fact, here. Gambit Youngster's on the CT side. We got Endpoint on the attack coming through here in underpass. Now underground. Well, there's going to be one kill from X-Side. It's actually going to get 2. And they're shutting all things down there. Nathany with 2 of his own. So Endpoint, not off to a strong start here, as Shearer gets the last one. And yeah, Endpoint, this map is so important for them in this best of 3 series. If they do win this one, they have a really good shot at winning Vertigo. But it's just this one that is just, on paper, is not looking good for them. And Gambit, one of their stronger maps in the map pool, they have, to be honest. So it's gonna be very interesting to see Endpoint. Usually, I looked at their past results on this map. It's been awful, actually. They lost some pretty big scorelines on this map. They have 40% win rate. They lost 16-12 against Vex, 16-8 against Alternate. This is some bad results, actually, so I don't have too much hopes for Endpoint on this map.
I have a little more faith because of the head-to-head matchup, but at the same time, I feel like with Endpoint and a lot of the British teams, it really is a classic case of, can they show up on the day, or is it just going to be like a wet noodle of Counter-Strike? That's typically something we do sometimes see with these British teams when competing on the kind of these European tournaments. So I suppose we'll have to see what they can bring for us on their T-side Overpass. Tough place to start, has to be said. Of course, just the force up here, looking if they can open anything up with that scout. As Shearer in such a good spot here to rip them to pieces. This SMG is the gun you want at this sort of range. Robin does get the good tag off at least. Finding Axel down to 30 HP, but still so much to find. And thankfully they at least have the time. I love that as well. Shuffle around the SMGs, make sure the guns are in the right places.
They're definitely going to be at the right places at the right time because they're now heading up towards the east side here. Zero is going to be first point of contact here. He will go down. Nathany needs to try to make the trades here. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. That's all them lining up in the roller coaster for tonight. And it's all onto Robin, the lonely Swede here. Will find himself in a British team. Looking to see what he can do here. He got the first one. 1 versus 2, 50 HP. Not looking to win the round probably, but maybe get one more try here. That's not going to be the case. Gambit gonna get their second here. But a lot of economy damage has been dealt, but it was a force buy, so they're gonna have to eco this one now, Endpoint. But still, Robin doing very good there with the scouts, getting down 2 players. But not gonna change the outcome, of course. And Gambit, they know they got up against a full eco here, so they're gonna be going a lot of SMGs here, as we can see on the screen. So Gambit should be getting up on 3-0. We see the past matches there, not really the best for any of these 2 teams, so they're looking to get back into the groove again. Looking to put some wins on the board here in LOOT.BET Season 6. Both teams, of course, in a 1-1 record, just like yesterday's matches. So winner of this one gets a headway towards that playoffs. But it's a long way there, you're gonna have to win 2 maps. And, pretty close teams, I would say, on the other maps, except this one.
Endpoint now looking to see if they can glock down their opposition, but find that is no easy feat, is it? Running at a squad of SMGs with just Glocks. Should be pretty easy to be farmed up by these SMGs. Money to be made, of course, for the CT side, as they've done a pretty good job here, actually. Find the first round. They've denied Endpoint the force up as well. They have lost a few key players. They've lost a couple of the rifles, but they were able to save them, thankfully. So, I think all in all here, if they can just make sure they don't take any wild losses to these pistols, hopefully get a lot of the kills on those SMGs, then financially Gambit are going to be in a lovely spot moving into the first gun round.
Yeah. Just don't die with M4, and M4, and last. The SMG dice is a fine trade. And yeah, 3-0. So Endpoint going to the gun round now. We'll see what they have in store for us. Obviously they jumped a couple of times, they're crucial. That's why I tried to get up there multiple times. But Crucial could buy an AWP, and that's what he's gonna do. So we're gonna see an AWP early on here in this game. And just wanna set a result, a precedence here perhaps from the Endpoint saying, hey, we're not ready to fight with ops here against you. We wanna make this happen. Definitely with a monster smoke. So, important run here for Endpoint to try to get a grip off this match, not, you know, allow Gambit to run away here. That's what Gambit doing best here, if they can get the momentum and just get things rolled into a 5-6-0. That's where they're a pretty good team. That's why it's going to be hard for Endpoint to come back. But we see again a double stack towards Underground here. So, aggression from Gambit again. They did just this on the pistol round, 3 players, it worked out perfectly. Endpoint. Let's see if they're gonna read this. Surreal has a Molotov. Probably going below, so not gonna be reaching Axile. He has to axe out. He has to get axe out here, but they do check the corner there. He goes down actually. Mighty Max gets the second. Oh my goodness, this is a good entries here for Endpoint. Looks like he was gonna hit Mighty Max there, but doesn't hit the op shot. And now it's a 5v3 with 2 SMGs and 1 from us.
That's rough. I don't even think he gets a shot off in connector there, which is just unfortunate. It's a very ballsy angle to play with Yorp, and wow, this time around, they bet on red and it all came back black. Not the way they wanted the round to go, but now they have to desperately try and hold on towards this site. We've got the players here to hold it off. I mean, the rotation have come through, but it's 2 SMGs versus a pretty hefty buy from Endpoint. This should, on paper, be quite difficult, but if they don't check for Supra, they give him a bit to work with, then maybe there is a chance for him to collect 1 or 2. Fortunately, not starting off very well. Nafadi, how the hell does he get a double kill here? He should be dead to rights, but no, gets a double, picks up the AWP, finds the third, supported by Hinters as well. It will come down to that one-on-one. Surreal, he's done, unfortunately, stuck in a rock and a hard place. The execute is so slow, it comes right at the end, they have no time left. How the hell does Nafani get the double there to get long control? That is an absolute disaster.
It's coming down like a pack of cards. And or house of cards is what you're saying, and that's just awful really from Endpoint. It's a 5v3, and the guy long there, he should not be getting 2. He gets to pick up the AWP, he gets another one towards the site. That is bloody awful there from Endpoint. Cannot allow that to happen. You get a double kill on Underground. Can't get better start than that. You're going towards the A side. Yes, there are 2 players there with the MP9. The pharmacist there too, but that should be a lockdown right there. Endpoint, they're definitely gonna be kicking themselves for that. And now we'll see another buy here from Endpoint, yes, but it's just enough, just barely to get this buy together. Look at the utility, it's not the best. Surreal is gonna go down early on too. Not the sort of Endpoint we're looking for here on the T side of overpass. Maybe, you know, they're sleeping and behind the wheel right now. And if you're tired while you're driving, you should not be driving. So Endpoint, well, he's gonna get modded out. So pretty fast smoke there. Has to waste the smoke there. Now they only have 3 flashes left. So they can't even smoke out bank now or stairs that they were planning on doing with that smoke. So bad news here for the UK side. Oh, he's gonna cross, and well, that is Shiro with the wallbang headshot. Just like that on Thomas, he has said goodnight for this round. And now it's down to 3 for Endpoint. 5v3, they're gonna hit the A-bomb site again. This time it's reversed. They're the one with 3 players. So, Shiro, not gonna hit the shot. Gonna get up to the side, and Exile is actually gonna go down here, but Anthony is right on top of things. He gets 2, not gonna get 3rd, but Crucial, what can he really plant? There's a guy back and there's people behind him, and well, that's a good start at least. But he has to plant the bomb. So he will be planning for bank. He actually gonna go for the fake here with 8 seconds left. That's not good. But he gets the first try, but he doesn't know the second guy is right on top of him. And Supra is gonna get the frag. And there you have it, 5-0 for Gambit. This is a marvelous start.
What a start from them, it has to be said. Landing both these gun rounds now and some tasty shots during them as well. I mean, look at that there from Shiro. The Wolvang headshot just catching him towards long. The player tries to bait him out with a jump on the cross. And here, it's just so unfortunate that he doesn't expect the second player to be on site, it seems. Supra just sat there ever so patiently, creeps around the corner and gets it done. From here, Endpoint left now in quite a dire position, to be honest. They can't really afford to fall by into this one, of course, so it's the classic half-buy. Pistols, bit of Kevlar, throw in some utility. You've got yourself the makings of what could be a good round. But typically, this is about hard, fast, aggressive play, take some early map control and use that to get a quick bomb plant, because the longer this round lasts, the harder this becomes for Endpoint.
Straight out to the B side here, and they do get a couple frags because of it. But yeah, Inter's here as well, so he's gonna be able to shut down everything down coming out from Endpoint. So Endpoint, very rough start for them here on the T side. This is not what you want to get on the T side. Just not winning your gun runs. They're so close to winning both actually. It came down to the 1v1, and it's just so tough to not win a single one of those. 6-0 for Gambit now. A brutal scoreline in the beginning here. Of course, we're still very early on here, and we've seen teams come back from a 7-1 down, right? But if they don't start to grab gun rounds now, it will be starting to get out of control. Sure, not gonna be able to hit the shot, but we can see we know how good these Gambit youngsters aimers are. You know, they're so good, these players. So Endpoint, they're really gonna have to play a good game if they want to grab 5 T runs at this point. Because Gambit, they're not gonna give anything for free. So all eyes here on the Endpoint side, and looking at the last 2 matches here on Overpass, it just hasn't been good. They're losing like 16-7, 16-6, so they hope they can do better than that for sure to make this map competitive. And Endpoint with a minute to go, it has taken long presence here, but look at his hero. He's all the way into toilets here. He's gonna flank them. If he hears the flash here, so probably gonna move closer here. But Axide, he cannot die on the A side here. He needs to stay alive. Allow the flank to come in. Crucial. Is he gonna check long? No, he doesn't even check it. Nobody's even wearing flakes. But now we're gonna force the issue towards the side. There's only one player there towards the side. Axide, he needs to get some backup immediately. He does have backup now from Truck, so this is a good backup. Flash is coming through. 25 seconds. They're just standing there like statues, Flakes, Endpoint. They're not moving. They're getting back to the B site.
Yeah, this is just tragic, isn't it, really? The British side unable to string anything together at this point. Quick damage done. 6 seconds remain. I don't see this becoming around anytime soon. Do you have any faith in it? Well, there's your answer.
Yeah, he just didn't have time. The bomb got killed with crossing.
This is just... I mean... What can you do? The British boys just getting absolutely annihilated right now. Gambit Youngsters 7-0 up CT side overpass. They are quite literally living their best life. There is no fair way to describe it.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good right now, Gambit. Let's see if they can hold it off, because normally we can have explosive start from teams, but then towards the end of the half, they're usually fading off. So let's see if they're gonna if they can keep this up and make this a very one-sided half, or if Endpoint may have a chance to get back here. Right. Shiro, he's awake, and he's gonna get himself the first one. So, if I were Endpoint right now, I'll be a little bit tilted at this point, just getting killed, run off the round, not getting anything. And they're taking short here. Underground. Ooh, he opened the door. There's no reaction from Gambit there that they opened the door. That could have been really bad if it wasn't surreal, if it was somebody else with an AK. But they get an entry towards the B side. This could be a round here for Endpoint, actually. They're now pushing onto the B side, so short and monster will be the play. Thomas could definitely be getting something here. Only towards water, but Inters is gonna take care of him. But now it's all down to Inters here on the B side. They need reinforcement. Going for the second one here. He's gonna get pushed toward the water. Robin will be getting the frag here. Crucial and Robin They're getting all the frags here. This is a 3v2. There's no way they could be losing this round Endpoint.
This boost would have to do something wild in order for this to work. And there's the answer. Pick on towards Crucial. That will open things up. Now I imagine they'll look towards Heaven to secure that second frag as Axel gets a little aggressive towards Graffiti. Just starting to look for his options here. Now what can he find himself as well? Robin, good position to catch him off. And, well, there he does. Shiro then becomes last man standing. And I think at this point, now he's thinking, okay, I'm exit kills. I'm holding for a push. I have no time. A good attempt, but Robin has gone huge. The Swedish player charging into B and making it stick with a triple kill in the end. And it will lead to the first round on the board for our terrorist side. But it is just that, the first round. They have to link these together.
Yeah, they have to, but that's a good start now, at least, after getting entered like that. Looked like it could have been pretty bad run at the tempo Endpoint, but Robin does a very good job here. And the thing is here, the money's not the best here from Gambit either. They lost a lot of players in these rounds they won, so you can see they can't afford full rifles here. They can only have that, you know, that save them for, they get the op there as well. So they have, other than that, they got 3 Deagles flakes. So this actually, if they win this round Endpoint, that they should. See a 4-man boost here. They could be getting up on 3 or 4 rounds here because it's gonna have to be an eco from Gambit. So all of a sudden, from a 7-0 down, it could really turn into 3-4 rounds here for Endpoint. We go for the 4-man boost here. There we go. Let's see if he's gonna kill anyone here. This will be very tilting for Gambit. Nobody's picking up or anything like that. So, lucky for Endpoint, nobody's peeking there. But you can see 2 weapons and 3 Deagles. And eco after this one could be a 7-3 for... Could be 3 for Endpoint. So this one is all or never for Gambit at this point. Otherwise they're gonna let Endpoint back into the game. And that is how important it is to, you know, to survive 4 players, like 3-4 players every single round on the CT side. Because otherwise this is gonna happen when you lose 1 round. And it wasn't even like, it was a kind of force buy from Endpoint last round as well, they won. They had a guy with just a Deagle, so not the best round there from Gambit to be honest, but they're gonna rush out underground and that's gonna be a free kill for Inters with an M4, but now they're pushing out Monster. But do they shake the corner? It's a 1D from Nathany. Can he get himself another one? Yes, they don't shake the corner flakes. They don't shake the barrel, and this is a disaster here for the T side. Mighty Max goes down and Crucial, oh no. He gets a 1D full flashed. Second guy round past. He doesn't expect him to be barrels. He checks water instead. And Crucial's 4 HP, need to save the op.
That's a complete disaster. Endpoint had the way in. It was right in front of them. Gambit ready to be broken. Just Deagles in play on some of those players, but they make it stick. Pushing that B play, it just doesn't work, especially when they lose that 1 player short because they have no more short presence to secure the trade. It all came down to Monster and that choke point just haunting them here. You see Robin becomes the only player to pressure short at all. He's immediately taken down. And a huge 1D comes in from Nafani, who then just, he tucks in here, he ducks, and he just stays alive and plays that angle so well because no one from Endpoint reacts to it. Clearly, the flash making life difficult for them.
Yeah, at least Crucial gets to say that AWP though. That's some good news here for Endpoint coming up to this round. But, so they're not gonna force around it fully. They're gonna get Pistol Kevlar, but they're still gonna have money left. So they get some Deagles and that 1 op. They're gonna see if he can get a couple entries here, maybe have a chance to win this round. So we're not gonna cut the Endpoint from this round. Just due to that AWP they have. But if Gambit, if they don't peek, you know, he can't do anything with this op. They should have an idea he could save some kind of gun. So as long as they don't peek him here on short, they will be fine here, Gambit. Because once the push comes in, the city's gonna have much better guns here. Here comes the op. Well, not gonna hit the shot and that's the op gone. Question is, can they pick it up again? Gonna try to do so. Yes, they do get to pick it up, so they do get a second try with it, but now the CTs, they know exactly where the Ts are. So a rough round here for Endpoint will be coming up, of course. Shiro with the op here towards A as well. But oh, that op actually in the hands of Mighty Max is actually going pretty good. And oh my goodness, Robin with a 1-dig. This is all of a sudden turned into an awful situation here for the Gambit youngster side. But Nathany, he's braced down 2. He almost gets Mighty Max. But Mighty Max with 2 huge op kills. Oh my goodness, but Max is gonna peek out. He dies. It's a 2 versus 1 now for Gambit youngsters. Thomas, he somehow picked up an AK here. Oh my, he has a good angle, Flakes. But he moves. Oh. No,
It's a good angle, but does he expect the second player to be here? That's going to be a problem.
Oh my God.
He doesn't expect it, but he gets the kill anyway. Flicking back after the first kill, but still manages then to flick back for the second frag toward bank. That's really nice play from Thomas there, making that stick. And what a round to find if you're Endpoint. They are clawing their way into these rounds at this point, but hey, they're getting around. It's not helping them out in the grand scheme of things. They're still only at, what, 2 rounds now? But you got to start somewhere.
Well, with 3 though, with this eco round, but that was the kind of whip from the second guy in bank there. He should have gotten that kill traded immediately after his teammate died. But Endpoint, they're winning rounds. They should not really win at this point. And this is gonna tilt Gambit a little bit here. This is full eco. Oh my goodness, he can't shoot at the guy there. He crossed already because he's gonna slide off. Very unfortunate with the 3-man boost there from Gambit. And now they're gonna push him instead. Yeah, they're gonna go very close here to short. Max, he's stuck in that corner. And Gambit, they're looking for 2 more rounds at least on the CT side. 10 rounds, they will be fine with at this point. Panache coming through. And here comes the peak, and he's just gonna get out of there. No point sticking around. Robin on long. Oh, he had a smoke out. It could have been a perfect time to peek there, but Robin gets to put out his AK again. He gets both on the A side, and that's gonna be the side taken. And trying to go for the boost here over the smoke. Ooh, interesting boost actually. If he had a little bit better gun flakes, would have been a kill. But the USP, of course, not gonna do too much damage there on the side of the B side. And they're just gonna clean it up here. So 8-3. And Gambit, they've always been lucky money in these close rounds. So first eco for them, they had to eco, and now, well, we're gonna see a buy here. Let's see if Gambit can keep it the winning ways. But look at this awkward. Can't shoot him because he's sliding off. And I was sure that was gonna be a headshot right there. Somehow Robin is not dead.
Upside is that Gambit now they've got through the pistol round. They've unfortunately just threw away the USPs. What matters here now is that they win this next buy. They can still keep Endpoint in check here at a very low T-side score, providing this next gun round goes their way. Of course, it's not pitch perfect, not by a long shot. They're missing a lot of utility on the bulk of their players. You can see we're barely 20 seconds in and only smokes left on 3 of the 5. So far from ideal situation, especially when you're then losing the likes of Super in the first 20 seconds. But Max's position at least known and tradable, given that Shiro could hear that molly ticking away. He walks away on 1 HP before eventually dying to the orb.
But Endpoint, they're hitting the A side instead now. They're saying, okay, Max, we gotta trade on short 1 for 1. Now, well, let's go towards that A side, but the bomb is back in T-spawn, so they're gonna go back and get that bomb now, and then probably gonna go B because his teammate is out monster already. A big rotation has to come in here from Gambit Youngster. So it's not gonna be too many B players at this point. They should be hearing this once the push comes in and it nades. Oh, here we go, this Inters. He's gonna have to go big here. He's gonna have to get a few frags if you wanna make this one stick. He gets the first one, that's a good one. He falls back, playing an advantage they have. Oh, it's the fake plant, Robin. This is gonna buy some more time to move on here from the CT side. Oh, that fake plant just screwed the Endpoint completely up because the bomb is not down. They saw the fake, they plan again, they're already on top of him. Because they were kind of far away when they started to plant the first time, so they were waiting for it. But then they replanted, they moved in. Look at that, Molotov ticked down to 1 HP. And Shiro will find it.
So the funny part about that is Shiro actually bang on the second player in connector. He just doesn't realize it. But if he actually shot there, the second time you scoped in on short after getting that kill on Max, that's a second frag for him through connector. Woo. That was like pixel perfect placement, like direct lock on his head.
9-3. Ooh, Robin's gonna get tired by crossing. Another good start here for Endpoint. having one of your better players down to half HP, who did win a round for you earlier. And yeah, Gambit, they're really looking to get that to at least 10 rounds here. They're looking to make a sprint here in this first half. To make a statement to say, Endpoint, you're not going to even be allowed to get a lot of rounds here in this match. Or in this map at least. You know, we want to go to that 2-1 brackets. So, a double up here from Gambit. Endpoint, they just need 2 more rounds here on the T side to make this an alright half. But 2 rounds at this point is kind of long, when there's 3 rounds remaining only. So them to win 2 of the 3 rounds is not going to be easy. But they're going to get 1 for free if they win this one, so they can reach their goal already by winning this one. But you can see again Endpoint gathering up outside the B monster, heading towards the B side. 40 seconds to go. Here comes the play here towards B side again. Supera's gonna miss the shot here. They're gonna push forward. They're gonna jump up on the box. That's Inters. He has free access to everything there. He can get so many kills at that point. And this is just a lockdown here for the CT side. There's nothing the T's can do. Thomas is on the side. But they're trying to check behind the barrels. They still think it's barrels, but that means that he can creep through on short. And this is a complete another lockdown. This is just... there are no prisoners to escape this prison here from Gambit. They're shutting down the 10th run as well. The money's looking pretty bad here from Endpoint. They may just have to take a pistol Kevlar by and give Gambit 11 to go for the final run by.
Feels like this is going to be an uphill battle for Endpoint. Just no money on their side. The rounds have not gone their way at all. A very real possibility they get 12-3'd here, to be honest. Obviously, just pistols and whatnot, as you've mentioned here, that really the big round is going to be round 15. So that 12-3 is all the more possible as well, which is just super concerning because Endpoint on paper have a very strong T-side here, or really have been able to demonstrate that they have a strong T-side against the likes of Gambit. It's just they haven't shown up at all so far. The last time these guys played, it was an 8-7, to put it into perspective.
Yeah, but Thomas can definitely do something here with the AK. He's the only one with the AK. His team is at deals. And he actually enters towards the B side here. You're gonna get the second one here. No, it's gonna be crucial to get it. So 3 versus 2. And this is actually plenty Endpoint with just basically nothing to work with here. Somehow they're getting that 1v1 trade on short, picks up the gun. And Gambit Youngster, they can't afford it. They can't afford to go for the retake air flakes. They're gonna give Endpoint 4 rounds. And that is just Gambit just throwing away easy rounds. There's no really need to take that short aggression against pistols. You know they're gonna be having very low economy. So just play it normally, play from sight, and just wait for them to come in. Giving away an AK to Thomas like that allows him to get another frag towards the B side to open up. And 4 for Endpoint, they may just get that 5th run off the run Endpoint and still be in this game. 10-5 is not actually bad off here on the T side, considering what it was in this game. 4th round for Endpoint. Let's see, go into the final round here. See entry coming after Thomas there. And there's only 1 B player left, you know, he really can't do anything. So it's gonna have to be a force here from Gambit into the final one. You can see MP9s, P250. Probably gonna he has that up, right? So he's gonna take that one. So AK off, 3 MP9s. It's not a good buy here. It's still winnable for Gambit, of course, but Endpoint, they should take this opportunity in hand. But when that happens, when Surreal dies by an op, that's gonna be hard to win the round.
Perhaps Crucial can find that opening here towards long, support Robin. Get that trade frag on Axel. Always a chance to make something stick here. Obviously on the back foot losing Surreal, but not impossible. Timing there nearly doesn't work out. Thankfully Max will save the day by just going for the repeak. Otherwise potentially Crucial loses his life as well. That said, this is just trading at this point for the CT side, which Doesn't work out for Endpoint at all here. 40 seconds. They have to decide whether they want to commit. I think that smoke, there's one or two things. Either they're going to hard commit to long, or they're going to go back connected to B. Seems like they made their choice. The A site will be the target. And they actually breach the defenses of it. That is the question. So many SMGs here that at range, you'd be thinking this could work out quite nicely. Crucial. What a spot. I mean, he's literally looking over the entire site right now. The problem is, you can't see a thing.
And that's going to buy a lot of time because there's 14 seconds left now. They're going to have to commit. This is not going to work out. This is going to be 11th round from Gambit here. This is 2 versus 4 now. There's no time at all, even if they kill these players. And there's going to be a wrap there from Gambit Youngs. 11-4 half. Endpoint. They got a few runs for free there to actually put themselves on 4, but 4 runs is not a lot of runs to work with going into the second half. Gambit Youngs is going to be very happy about this one. And if Gambit wins the pistol here, well, you can see Nafany, 22-7 stats. This guy is a god. And it just doesn't work out. Surreal, 4 kills, 12 deaths. Tough haul for him, but 11-4 Endpoint. They need to win the pistol to get back into things. Otherwise, this map is probably already too far gone.
That's going to be the problem. Drop the pistol here, and like you say, you're basically out for the count. It becomes one heck of a comeback.
Of course, it doesn't relies on you if you don't win the force buy, of course, because we're probably going to see a force buy for Endpoint if you don't win the pistol here.
They have to. They have no choice, unfortunately.
Yeah, at that point, it's basically if they don't win that one, it's probably going to be 13-4 or 14-4. So it's really going to be a wrong way. But if Endpoint can pick up the pistol here, they can get things rolling just like Gambit did. Gambit had a 5-6-0 start, so it really could work out here for Endpoint. But then they need to pick up the pistol. It's not that easy. And Gambit batting out here towards short. Molly towards the bridge and towards the barrel. And Molly allows him to get up here. Nafany, he's been playing really good. He's the one with 22 kills. He gets the headshot on Surreal, but he doesn't kill him. And Mighty Max is gonna get 1 tap in return. And that is gonna switch the focus here for Gambit Youngsters over towards the A sides.
At this point, pretty much holding W, but they've not quite been quick enough. All the CTs are, of course, are basically dumpster, ready to go. Start tapping them down with these USPs, which are great at this range. This is the perfect gunfight for you right now. Just headshots galore. Seems to all be working out. Shiro going to give it a good go, but not going to happen. Endpoint will get that CT pistol.
That is exactly what they need. Now they need to build on that. 2,000 in the bank for Gambit. They don't get a plant, so they're mostly gonna be ecoing here for the next round by. But Endpoint, imagine Flakes if they can get the same start Gambit had on their city side. We could be seeing a very competitive map here. But it all relies on the first gun round, of course, that will be coming up next. So, you know, we can't say too much for Endpoint yet before we've seen that against the first gun round. Because it's not a lot of gun rounds Endpoint won on the T side. They got shut down most of the times with the push coming in. This one is just gonna be a free round for Endpoint, no problem, but it's the next round that's gonna be the important one. This one's gonna be a little bit of a timeout, I would say, for Gambit. They just take things very slow. And it should be 11-6. And gonna peek it towards the monster guy. Surreal should be getting these frags. Gets the first one. But it shouldn't be a single kill coming in for Gambit at this point. They only have Glocks. The Glocks, the bomb has been dropped. First coming up for Endpoint, they want the eco frags. And Nafany, you know, 2.75 KD, pretty good game for him so far. Let's see Flake, this is the gun run now.
This is where things are going to get really interesting, because we want to see Endpoint ideally ramp up the same way Gambit were able to. Show us that they can make this game close and really bring this back to something in contention. The problem will be immediately drop this, get your economy broken, 12, 13, 6, and this very quickly becomes still the end of the game. So Endpoint need to be on it straight away. They quite literally foot to the floor on the gas pedal right now. Full speed forward. I like the setup though. It actually kind of helps them do that as well. It gives them all this information that, hey, it's not an A play. You know it's not an A play. The only way they can get to A is through connector right now. Use that to your advantage. Robin gonna be here, of course. Shiro gonna be hurt out. Jewel taken. Robin losing that fight is a bit of a disaster. He's done a lot of damage, but no kill.
Yeah, that's not good. At least he got the damage, but the question is, they're gonna take short here, and, you know, yeah, so Mighty Max just checking short, just making sure nobody's gonna move up there, but Gambit gets the next kill here without a single kill for Endpoint. That's gonna be a rough round. 5v3 at that point, but here we go. They're gonna head towards the B side, short, and Monster will be the call, but Mighty Max, he got an MP9 here. Not the best weapon to have in this situation. If they come close, it could be useful, but you're gonna have to get some backup here very, very soon. Once the push will be coming in here from Gambit youngsters. Mollies and flashes coming through. That smoke is gonna be too late towards Monster. They're already through. He's dancing behind the pillar here. You need to get a few frags with MP9, and he's gonna get himself one. He goes for more. He gets two, but is it gonna be enough to get two here? The retake is already inbound. Oh, he's gonna come through underground, but he's gonna whiff. Crucial. He had that frag, and they're all gonna come crumbling down here for Endpoint in this round. Mighty, he does his job. He gets two. But look at this one. There should be a kill right here for Crucial. Oh no, that's a disaster for Endpoint. They do have one more buy in them. But this has to be the one they win. They're gonna have to grind a few rounds if they can, but they win the first gun round coming through, and that's not a good sign for Endpoint going over to the CT side.
It's definitely not a good sign of what's to come. They get left in a tight spot, right? It's the immediate force up with everything you've got here. You see the SNG and Surreal. And this isn't a bad force up, not by a long shot. It completely makes sense. I mean, you can get the 4 rifles up for the most part, but they're going to suffer in this next round here and potentially go 14-6 if this doesn't go their way. You see Thomas once again trying to get aggressive. This time, works a charm. Finds the frag on towards Inters, then starts to back away so he cannot be traded. That's what you want to see from Endpoint, not a repeat of the previous round where you lose a player earlier on. So the upper hand for the CT side, ever present at the start of this round. Let's see how it plays out as we get a little deeper into it. Looks like Gambit is setting up to test the B site just a little bit, testing those waters, see what they can find maybe towards B short. Fortunately, no one there for them to pick off.
Not really, and Shiro making his way towards long here. His teammates is gonna join them in from middle, from toilets. And this will be an A play. Shiro is gonna have a big job in front of him, trying to see if he can find an entry, but they still have Nafany alive, and Nafany is so good of a player. So Crucial, if he can get the frag here, this will be absolutely amazing here. They're gonna line up the smokes, he gets the one, the trade comes through, but I think that's gonna be good. It's a 4v3 now, Robin is still here in the toilets as well, so not a bad run in for Endpoint. They just need to get the next kill or two, and that's what they're gonna do here. Supra goes down, Robin still alive here, and he gets the second two. This is a lockdown from Endpoint. Much better run than the last round. Shiro, nothing he can do here. He gets the first one, 10 seconds left. Looking for behind, he's gonna get killed by Surreal. So, Endpoint, 3 players alive as well. That's a really good job, and now that's gonna mean Gambit's economy is shattered. They're not gonna get anything to work with in this round. So timeout and an eco should give Endpoint 8 and keep building up their money here from the Endpoint side. So they're definitely gonna be in this map. They're not that far behind actually at this point, even though it was terrible. Like they were down 11-4 in the first half. They're so mature coming back here.
That's the thing. They're right now looking very determined. They're getting these rounds down. Yes, we've had a couple of mistakes here and there. They'd already lost a gun round on the CT side, so it wasn't the greatest of starts. But winning this one still puts them in a good position to keep just grinding these rounds back on their CT side. And frankly, this is what we need to see from them, really. Benefit for them is the way they've won these rounds, the costs they've inflicted on this T side, make it very economically expensive for Gambit to fight these rounds. You see winning one, then losing one immediately after. Actually plays into the hands of Endpoint here. So Gambit basically will concede this round unless Shiro can pull off almost a 1v5. He would have to open up the site single-handedly, I feel like, with that AK. This should be a quick 8 for Endpoint, and from there they can really start to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, if they get this one, they should. They're only going to be 4 behind. So that's not a lot of rounds on the CT side being 4 behind. Usually one you can make it back on. But let's see this one first. It's the passive Shiro. You know, Shiro should definitely drop that AK to Nathani, because he's been really good so far. Double the second guy in the scoreboard right now. But Surprise gonna get mollied here. Not gonna get to fall back at least, but Shiro actually is gonna use the AK for himself. He's gonna find Mighty Max and Thomas. Like, this is all only AK in play. He gets to what? Oh my goodness, you're gotta be kidding me. He gets 3 people in underground, Endpoint playing 3 underground, and they're all died by the short guy. It's a 4v2. Crucial. He's gonna step back here. And Nathani, he does go down here, so there's still a chance to pull this one back. Crucial and Surreal. They're gonna have to play big man at this point. If they want to save this round for Endpoint, this cannot be a lost round. They're gonna have nothing in the bank. It was looking better for Endpoint, but now this run is looking really, really hard. Shiro firing 3. Surprise picked up an AKS 2. Crucial and Surreal flakes. They need to do the job.
Crucial basically is the MVP here now. If he can step up, he can win the round single-handedly. Dropping the bomb carrier there is the start of it, but in fact, no. It's on Axel's back. He's going to sprint towards the site. 8 seconds remain. Crucial. Man of the hour here, and unfortunately cannot do a thing. They'll have to play the 2v2 retake, but at least they'll be able to play it together. The support of Surreal as he finds Axel there, then looks for Supra. Supra's position may catch him by surprise, but it looks like he's ready and waiting for it almost. Just going to be clearing things out. Made his own position known, but the duel is won. Surreal going to close this one out just on his own.
Wow, that was a great job from Surreal and Crucial getting those 3 and 2 kills after losing the initial 3 in underground. That was just... Damn, that's crazy that Gambit don't manage to close that one out. Look at this. He gets 3 kills here. It's a 5v2 at this point. One guy get the instant traded, so it's like a 4v2 you can say. It was a 4v2 for Gambit. If they just go together there instead of splitting out, they probably would have won the round, right? But they were splitting out, like one guy went solo, and another one went solo. And just gave Endpoint these picks. When you have a 4v2, just stick together, hit the site, because they're not going to play both on the one side, right? They're mostly going to play 1B, 1A. And then you're going to have a guaranteed at least, you know, a 1-for-1 trade or 2v1 trade at least. But that's not going to be the case. Endpoint, they get up on 8 rounds that they should have. But it was harder than it should have been. But this one is so important now. Now up. Crucial gets the entry and falls back. That's very good. Entry again. And now falls back towards long. Gambit youngsters, they're struggling here to find these entrants. They get in the last round, yes, but the molly coming through here, probably going to be a smoke on top of him. And it was. It's going to get out there. Good one there from Endpoint. 4 rounds behind now. Could close the gap to 2 if they win this one. And keep in mind, guys, this is Gambit's map pick. They had 6-0 or 7-0 up in the beginning. And 11-4 half. They only won 1 T1. So it seems like both teams are struggling on the T side.
Yeah, Opal's T side is very punishing too if you don't get it right, so that's definitely a problem. Both teams seem to love going for these very late executes though, which also, ironically, was the same problem Endpoint were having, which they were going at the last 20 seconds or so, and they hadn't ground out all the utility that they needed to make their push easy. They'd eat through so many Molotovs and frag grenades in the last 15 seconds of the round, it was insane. We are going to see that same last minute push here already. Quick death just inflicts to this Endpoint side. Nathani try to save the day, but not going to happen once more. It will be a round lost, given up to Endpoint. And I can't help but feel like, again, that's a timing thing. I mean, you give yourself no time to get the duels done safely on the site. You take it in a very high-risk way because you have to go fast, and as a result, you've got a player swinging out wide sight, not looking barrels, or a player swinging out wide sight, not looking monster, or not looking heaven. They're purely focusing on, okay, I gotta check graffiti first, and one by one, it's like a domino effect. They just get picked off.
Yeah, it is, and Gambit, they're taking this time to talk things through here, see what they can do to change things up here, because this is most likely gonna be a save here. Intel's only got 2,900 here, 3,300, so they're not gonna get enough for a full buy here with utility, and that's what they need to do, so most likely just gonna go for partial here and then buy in the 23rd. But this will give Endpoint a little bit of an opportunity to build up some money. You can see there's not too. I have a couple thousand and a couple people, so good time to get some more money there in the bank if they can survive 4 or 5 players. But yeah, Gambit, they're not looking good. They're looking actually worse than Endpoint on this T side. And you know, that's saying something about Endpoint's T side. They just only been winning 1 run so far. Worse start than Endpoint had actually. And there's still a couple rounds ahead here, so they still have a few more gun rounds before we're tied or Endpoint's gonna take the lead. But this one is gonna be 12 to 10, and they're also only gonna be getting 1 gun round more before 12-12 if they don't win it. So rough game here for Gambit. Right, the Max is gonna get wall bagged, and they're gonna open the door, and he's gonna get killed there. That's a gun given away, not needed at all here. And there's nobody there to trade at all from Endpoint. He's solo there. Well, they do get the trades back though. Might the Max and Thomas actually. It's gonna be Thomas with a double there on short.
He's just cleaning things up. The beauty of it is he just makes this look very simple for them. Despite Shiro's great attempt towards long, I think he might actually die to the nade. Well, it does open things up towards A at least, but look where the bomb is. It's so far away.
Yes, but if they can find 1 more frag here or hold the side at least, there's not gonna be a problem there. There's 40 seconds left. And they're gonna think it's gonna be A now, Endpoint. But the bomb, everyone is working back to B. They completely made over rotation here, Endpoint. But the good thing about this map is that you can rotate in about 2-3 seconds to the B side. Then you're gonna have vision. But they're gonna have to make this retake. Look at this. Smoke coming heaven.
Smoke's missed though.
Never mind, no smoke heaven. And Inters, he's gonna be going from behind here. And oh no, this is awful from Endpoint. They're about to lose against just the pistols here. There's not even Kevlar, except Nathani only has half Kevlar. This is a... Oh no, the Endpoint, this cannot be happening. It's a 2v2 now. 25 seconds left on the bomb though. Crucia is the one with the kit. Crucia has to be the one surviving, and Thomas finds a 4K. And now Thomas, Nathani, he doesn't have a weapon here. This is so unfortunate for Gambit Youngster. You only gotta take 9, but it seems to be enough. Crucia, you need to get on the bomb here. So 1 versus 1. Oh my goodness, he's gonna get around the corner. 8 seconds. He's gonna have to stick it. Why doesn't he stick it? There we go. He's gonna stick it. Is there gonna be enough time? He's gonna shoot. Oh my goodness, he's gonna get the team. What? He is 20 HP. How doesn't one of those land? In the last second he gets it. I can't believe Endpoint won that round.
He ran out of ammo with the Tech 9 right at the last moment, at the most critical moment of the round. The poor guy, you see here, the flash comes through, he spams away, runs out, and there's nothing left. The point in which you can actually see him, he's got nothing left in the chamber.
Wow. Endpoint, they should thank their lucky stars for winning that one. Wow. And oh, they're pushing 3 people monster. This is absolute madness from Endpoint. What the hell are they doing, Flakes? What? Oh my goodness, what?
Well, this was a quick way to lose a round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's all just completely falling apart there.
But they just want a crazy round to put it at 12-10, and they're just doing that. They had to have some kind of plan behind it because they knew that Gambit was going to be on a full buy. Well, that's one way for Gambit to win a round. And looking at the money here from Endpoint, they don't have anything. They has to save them for here. Oh boy, oh boy. That was a quick round if I seen one. I think 3-4 people push from Endpoint. Yeah, 3 people push Monster. No, the M4 is not gonna be saved, so this is gonna have to be an eco from Endpoint. Look at this, you have 1500 on 3 players. Actually, never mind, they go for the force here. This is risky play. Go for force at 1310. If you don't win this one, you're probably already out of the map.
It's just frustrating how they dropped that round, because you think Endpoint have actually had a really stellar CT side on paper.
Yeah.
7 rounds versus the 1 from Gambit Youngsters. Only, of course, chalking it up to 2 after round 23 there. You remove that from the equation and you're thinking Endpoint are just, they're basically repeating what Gambit just did. And then that happens. It's just a disaster.
And what can Endpoint really do at the end of this game here? They got 1 rifle, 1 SMG, and 3 pistols at 1310, and this is a force. They don't win this one. They don't have any money, but they're mostly gonna have to force again, because otherwise it's gonna be 1510 for Gambit. But it's just awful situation for Endpoint here at the end of the game. They're not gonna have any money for a full gun round here at this point if they don't win this one. I have no idea what Endpoint can really do at this point. This is the point where Gambit should just run away with the man. Right, the max goes down. Gambit doesn't have to commit to B sides. Well, Crucial's gonna fall down. The only rifle is out. And this is just very close for Gambit before they close out the 14th. 5v3 now. But yeah, it came down to that one run flex where they just rushed 3 people monster. You know, it just, for me, still doesn't make sense. You're 2 runs behind. It's been working out how you play on the CT side. Switch things up, giving Gambit 3 rounds here. And they may just need to save these 3 guns flakes, like the Kevlar and the C-sets, the Eagles, MP9. Because they're not gonna have anything if they lose this round. So Gambit will be taking the B side, and you can already see they're all towards the toilets here, heading towards underground. And well, this is gonna be a free bomb site. Endpoint. Not what they were looking for here on the CT side of Overpass here on map 1. Of course, we do have map 2 Vertigo coming up next. That is Endpoint's map pick, but Vertigo, I think both teams can play that map, so that one isn't really in favor for Endpoint, you can say.
Really tough spot for them, but at least the upside is to find that the gap is only going to be 4 rounds. That's not impossible. The problem they're going to have is you have a 4-round deficit and no money in the bank. That's going to make life that little bit more difficult for them, because 14-10, do you force this? Do you play smart, realistically, I think, and save it? Play for OT? Then you're looking at a 5-round OT run, which is a hell of an ask. So, no, a fairly dire situation for Endpoint, all things considered. If they're able to buy here, I'd be much happier with it, but unfortunately, just with the way things have panned out for them, losing that previous round, losing round 23 especially, it's really put them in this tough spot.
Yeah, well, Thomas is the only one with a rifle here in this round. The other ones has an SMG and a couple pistols here, so they're gonna go for the save. Gonna try to see what they can do, a miracle to win this 25th round, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Gambit's gonna get that 15th. If they just play like they did in the last round, play slow, go together, Gambit is gonna be fine in this round. Crucial make the spots. Spots them along now, and he's gonna make the rotation over. Smoke will be going down in bank. And we do have a two-man gamble towards underground here. Surreal's gonna go down here, and the flank comes in too. And they're just gonna mop up these kills here from Endpoint. This is going to be a very easy round here, and it will be an easy round. Except, unless Crucial can do anything with the C sets. Only good for one, and that will be the wrap here. Max should be going down here towards the CT2. And here we go, 15 to 10 for Gambit Youngster. They got 5 map points here on map 1. And it's been looking better and better here. Gambit, of course, haven't been up against full gun rounds in 2 rounds now. So they're getting this round for free, pretty much.
I think one of the downsides of this for Endpoint as well is that if they were able to have a better first half, this would have been... They would have had more rounds to work with, ultimately. Because it feels to me like Endpoint have a solid CT side. Maybe not quite as airtight as Gambit's, but nonetheless, it's definitely a strong side. It's just that they're not really even getting the chances to show a lot of it, unfortunately. Just being ground out of these rounds. Now, creative boost coming into play, but both teams have tried it. Neither team have made it successful. Unfortunate timing. Max has taken short control though, which I like. I wonder if he can get a pick here on towards Super in connector. Depends if he comes his way.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Endpoint to win 5 in a row here. They're gonna have to grind onto these gun rounds, that's the thing. They're not gonna get any freebies. So, it's been a little bit rough here for Endpoint. See if they can do the impossible and take us into an overtime. Otherwise, we will see map 1 go to Gambit here. No surprise really beforehand either that the Gambit was going to win this map. They were the clear favorites. But the double nade coming out towards the barrel, down to 50 HP. He's going to get the kill on Shiro. He's going to get insta-traded. 4v4 now. Guy behind the barrel, and this guy water too, so they're playing back up. Axa is in the corner here. Oh, the timing is absolutely perfect here from Axa. He goes up now, he can get the frag, he gets the first one. This guy towards water, he goes down, this could be it for Endpoint at this point, and it should be Robin last man standing. And, well, this is gonna be impossible for him. A 1v3 clutch. I just don't see it happening. Gambit Youngsters very, very solid first map here, especially on the first half. Endpoint couldn't manage to put up enough of a fight here. And he's trying to look for these frags here, but they're not peeking. 60 seconds left, they're gonna double peek him, and that's gonna be a wrap. Gambit Youngsters picking up map 1 here in the LOOT.BET Season 6 against Endpoint.
Looking very good as well after a decisive first half. It started to get a little shaky